Welcome to Cold Coffee Chats, the podcast where we dive into the beautiful chaos of motherhood, the ups and downs of marriage, and the journey of growing our faith. I'm Brittany.
I'm Aubrey.
And we're your host. Each week, we'll gather around the table, coffee cups in hand, to share stories, insights, and a good dose of laughter. Whether you're navigating the sleepless nights of new parenthood, balancing the demands of family life, or seeking deeper connections in your marriage and spiritual journey, this is the space for you. Together, we'll explore the real, the raw, and the relatable moments that shape our lives. So go find that cup of now cold coffee that you probably laid down somewhere, get comfy, and let's chat about the beautiful mess of life.
Sponsored by White House Foods, serving generations of consumers since 1908.
Were you able to hear me?
I can hear you.
I'm so sorry.
Why?
I'm like, you fixed it?
I fixed it.
Oh, okay, great. Sorry.
It's all good.
Go ahead.
So you turned 31 yesterday.
31?
How do you feel?
Well, I keep actually thinking I'm 32
Oh.
because on my cake, mom and dad only had the 2 and 9, and then they added 2 single candles.
I love
and
that.
so I'm taking the 2. Like, I keep thinking, like, having that image, and I'm like, 32. Just because there were 2 singles. And I'm like, no.
So you're pleasantly surprised.
Every time, yeah, which
Yeah.
is good because I was kind of having, like, this was almost harder than turning 30 because you're, like, fully integrated into the 30s now. Whereas, like, when you turn 30, it's like, oh, I'm still on the cusp, you know? Like,
That happened to me last year. I thought I was turning 35 the whole year. And then Jason was like, on my birthday, like, no, you are 34. And I was like, oh, thank God, I'm a spring chicken. But this year I'm really turning 35. And I'm like, oof.
It catches up with you eventually.
Well, because it's like that. It's that like can you hear me?
Yeah. Like, you're not on the other, like, the
Right.
young half
It's
of
like you're
30s.
about to tip that mountain.
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those years just come quick.
But I will say, aging hack, marry older, and then you always feel young. Also, the other day at church, someone was like, Brittany, I'm just warning you, like, when you get in your 30s and you fall, it hurts. Like, the next day you hurt. Like, you can't fall forever, because she slipped on ice. And I was like, how old do you think I am? And she was like, oh, like 25, 28, somewhere in there. And I was like, God bless you. I was like, I don't want to say
But
her
also,
name.
like, you saw Jason married a 20-year-old.
Well, that's what, yeah. Well, I didn't even go there. I was like, wonder how old she thinks Jason is then, because yeah. But I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be 35, and she was like, what?
Oh, that's
and
so
I was like,
nice.
thank you.
That's like when
My 11 steps of skincare are benefiting me.
Benefiting.
But then, like, how old does she think you are? Because she knows you're younger, so she thinks you're a babe.
Well, that's
a little
nice.
babe. Yeah.
I don't feel like a little babe, but literally I had to give one of the girls my, like, main pillow because Magnolia is like me. She's very specific. Like, it has to be, can't be too fluffy, and it has to be cold. And so I had to give her mine. And so literally just changing pillows, like, I feel a difference. And I'm like, I feel like the princess
your
in the
neck hurts.
pea. Yeah, you know. Like,
Oh.
But that's like at my birthday, Caroline was like, wait, you're 31? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, oh, you're only a few years, like, you're like almost the same age as my one cousin. And she's like, wow, like, you're really young. Like, I thought, like, I think they assume, like, when you have kids and you're married, like, at that
Like,
age,
you're
they're like,
ancient.
wow, you're old.
Yeah.
Like, you're grown. And she was like, wow, like, you're not.
That's.
And I was like, oh my God, thank you.
You gotta love those kids.
I
when
know.
they're like that.
I know.
Because, like, Benjamin asked
They
me.
could also, like, be
Yeah.
the other way.
Yeah, because last year, but it stuck with me. And he asked me if I was alive when Abraham Lincoln was president. Yeah.
He's good at math. Like, are you serious?
Yeah. He was like, Mom, were you around when do you remember that? When Abraham Lincoln was president? And I'm like, was he messing with me? Because he's pretty smart. But I don't know.
I think he was trolling you.
He might have been.
Yeah, because unless he didn't know how, like, does he know how many years they're in term for? And how many presidents there's been?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You got to do some digging there.
Yeah.
We got to know
He might have just
the extent of the
He could have just been
The burn.
roasting me. Yeah.
Probably. He does like to do that.
Yeah. Kids.
Kids.
So other than that, how was your birthday?
It was good.
What'd you guys do?
Yeah.
Other than your excellent party on Sunday.
My excellent
That
party.
was a little slightly overshadowed by a football game.
It's fine. I know. I was like the only one like not even really into it. I was like, well, I'll go up here and hang out with mom and all the kids, I guess. And Benjamin looked at me, he's like, are there going to be any games? I was like, I don't know. Did you plan any? He looked at me like, we could play the playground. And I was like, which the playground is like the Wii, basically, if you don't know. But and I was like, I don't think that's going to happen unless you take it up to the game room because
Oh, yeah, the game.
you're going to have to fight a couple grown-ups in the other room.
Well, I knew going up that, Matt was probably going to have the game on when we got there. So I was like, Paige, let's play a joke on Uncle Matt. And she was like, okay. And I was like, when we get to Mom and Dee Dee's, I want you to walk in, find Uncle Matt, and say, Uncle Matt, could we put High School Musical on? And I was like, and then do a really cute smile.
Did she do it?
Yeah. And he was like, no.
I was about to say, that's not going to phase him.
Well, Jason heard me and he was like, no, Paige, we are not turning High School Musical on. If you ask Matt, I'm going to say no before he can even answer. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, he's gotten used to holding strong with the girls. Yeah. Because we even had to make up a game once because he was trying to watch a game and they were like, we want to watch Frozen. We want, whatever. And I was like, how about like every time they do like a touchdown dance, like we'll do our own touchdown dance. And then we watched the referees and like every time like they did a movement, like we made it a dance move. And so
that's really fun.
Yeah, I was trying to help out, but I'm like, no more. You gotta do it yourself. I'm gonna go back in the room and like watch my own show.
What do you think is worse as a wife? Football season or hunting season?
God, I don't know. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Probably hunting season because then they're just gone.
Like they're physically
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's like they wake you up when they get up early and
yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Whereas like football, he's there and I can just fall asleep watching it, which is fine.
Yeah. Luckily the end is near.
The end is near. I know. And then I'm like, what's coming up next? What happens in the summer?
We don't have the Olympics this year.
Yeah.
That takes over too.
I'm going to have to get like a honey-do list.
Yeah, there
started.
You go.
I know.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking
like, cash in all the time. Like, remember that time you watched the football game on Sunday?
I'm always like, remember the time I let you go hunting on a random Sunday?
Let you?
I know. Well, remember when I filled in for you as parent of the day? And no, I'm just kidding. But it is important to cash in on those because then you start to feel a little like,
where's that?
Like, where's my stuff? Where's my thing? Like, I don't have a thing that like requires time away. You know what I mean?
Alone time is my thing.
But I mean, like, hunting, it's such a good excuse just to like be by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And like the girls aren't at an age where like, well, I don't know. Magnolia did crash his rabbit hunting day.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. He was not going without her. She was so excited. And
next year she might be like.
Well, him and Amelia left in like their camo, and Magnolia was like in her bright blue, like Barbie looking snow pants and her bright pink jacket. And I was like, this is the cutest thing. And I told Matt, I was like, yeah, when Dad said that when he came to get her, she was like frolicking in the snow, like looking like it was the best day of her life. And Matt goes, that's because he got there. She was excited. She was going to Mama.
That's hilarious.
She was done walking.
Yeah. She just needed a little bit.
Yeah. She just wanted to know what it was, but she talks about the day all the time.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
The day that I went to murder rabbits.
Well, she said, she was like, what do we do with the rabbits when we catch them? And Matt was like, well, we don't really catch them. Like we're shooting them. And she goes, why? And he goes, to eat. She was like, but I don't like rabbit. And he's like, well, you don't have to eat it, but we're still doing it.
That's hilarious.
So, yeah. But I did think about you on my birthday because hasn't it been like, isn't that usually like Super Bowl weekend when we celebrate yours?
Yeah, my birthday has fallen on Super Bowl or like around it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just like, what do you want for your birthday dinner? I'm like, football food. And I do love football food. So it really works out. I don't mind it. And I don't mind the Super Bowl. It's a little different than just like any game.
Yeah.
Although both
I mean,
games,
that one was exciting. Yeah.
both games this past Sunday were really, really good to watch. I got a pimple from the Chiefs-Bills game. I guess that's who they were playing. I don't know. But, like, I don't even care. Like, I don't have a team. I do not care about football. But, like, I start watching it, and this is why I can't be a football fan, because I literally, like,
Stress out for them.
Yeah,
Like
like-
secondhand stress.
yes, I was so stressed out. And I'm like, I don't even care. I don't even care. But, yeah. So, but I'm clearly rooting for the Chiefs for the Super Bowl. Obviously, go Taylor.
Go Taylor. His success is her success.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
No, I know. Dad is so funny about Taylor Swift, but I don't know. I just gotta stand up for her.
yeah.
You gotta respect her work in the
Yeah.
industry, and she just always seems to be on the right team.
Yeah.
So obviously, if she's dating Travis, Chiefs are a good one to root for.
Karma's the guy on the Chiefs.
Karma's the guy.
I said that the other night
To who?
Jason, and he was like, what? And I was like, Karma is a guy on the Chiefs. Karma is a cat on my lap, purring because it loves me or whatever. That's not right. That's not the right. But he was like, what are you saying? And I was like, and I just like kept repeating like the Karma lyrics.
Yeah.
But he didn't know the song. So he was like, what? It's really funny. It's like, oh, we should do like a thing where like we text. Like you should
The
text
lyrics.
Matt, like
I
random
did
lyrics.
that too. Oh gosh. It was that song "Leave the Door Open" by Bruno Mars.
Oh yeah. That's
and
funny.
what did he was like, what are you like, what?
Yeah.
And then I said something else, and he was like, where are the kids?
Ooh. You know what we should do
Sorry.
right now while we're doing this? Have you seen the one where you text your brother? Like,
Yes, I was just about to bring that up.
Let's do that.
I was trying to think, like, should I do Trey or Jason? Like, which would be funnier?
Oh, you should text Jason and
And
I'll
then
text
you'll
Trey.
text Trey.
Yeah, let's do it. This will be
Okay.
funny.
All right.
So I'm gonna be like, I'm podcasting with Aubrey
And Jason.
because we're just supposed to say like what we're doing.
Like, what? Yeah, just like updates.
Although I think Trey's like probably not even gonna text back.
He might not. We're podcasting right now. Has Jason seen this trend?
Probably, but I'm gonna say Aubrey's wearing a pink sweater.
We're podcasting right now. Brittany thinks Taylor is part of the team.
She is. I just think. Well, I don't know.
It's like an honorary
Well,
member.
yeah, and I also just think like it's so dumb. If you notice, like the
So
history of
dumb.
football that I know, like if a team starts winning a lot, like then they're cheaters and the refs favor them and
Right.
all these things. But I'm like, no, you're just mad they're winning a lot. The same things happen with the Steelers and the Patriots. Like it's a season, and right now it's the Chiefs season. Like just relax. I know nothing about football though, so like don't come at me.
Don't come at me. With bags.
Yeah, don't come at me with facts. Anyways, okay, we'll wait for responses from
Okay.
these
Also,
guys. Okay, so we're going to take a little commercial break and we will be right back. Hey there, podcast listeners. We're excited to share a special message from our sponsor, White House Foods, a family-owned and operated gym located right in Winchester, Virginia. At White House Foods, they're not just about great taste. They're dedicated to quality, sustainable, and family traditions. For over 100 years, they've been planting and nurturing apple trees to bring the best apple products on the market. Whether you're craving delicious applesauce, tangy organic apple cider vinegar, or rich apple butter, White House Foods has got you covered with their all-natural, high-quality offerings. So the next time you're shopping, remember to look for White House Foods products. Taste the difference that comes from family care and dedication. Visit their website at whitehousefoods.com or look for them where you shop for your groceries. Thank you, White House Foods, for sponsoring our podcast and for bringing the best of Virginia's apple harvest to our tables. Okay, and we're back. So far, Trey's texted me, and I texted him, and I said, I'm podcasting with Aubrey. Aubrey is wearing a pink sweater, and he just sent me a bunch of question marks. So I let him know. I was like, oh, we ordered coffee. The driver's name was Allison. It was a boy. Then he said, do you mean to send me these text messages? I think you may have the wrong person. And I said, I thought you just want to hear about my day. This is funny. He's concerned. Oh, Jason texted you back. What did he say?
okay. So I texted Brittany's husband, and I said, we're podcasting right now. Brittany thinks Taylor is part of the Chiefs team, and we just got coffee. And he said, is this that trend where you randomly text your brother-in-law throughout the day to see what the reaction is? I might be old, but I've seen a TikTok or two.
Dang it. Called out.
I'm actually impressed.
Yeah, you should still put that and be like make the sound like
Oh, man.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, we tried.
We did.
Yeah.
Solid effort, though. Like, Trey, that's hilarious.
Yeah. He was kind of, I gotta probably
Like,
do it
is he
to
going to
Matt.
text you back, you think?
No, he's probably
You could do it to Matt. He doesn't watch any reels.
well, I'll text Matt too. I'll have them both going. They're going to be like,
I had to change his profile picture, like, after we had Magnolia, because it was still him in, like, the 8th grade holding a fish.
that's hilarious.
Or maybe it was a deer. I don't know. But I was like, people didn't, like, you're not even married, let alone
You're
have a
not even
child.
graduated from high school.
I know. Like, it's like married to Matthew Martin is like this little 8th grader, his first deer. So I was like, I'm gonna change it for you.
Hasn't graduated high school, but married with 2 kids.
Yeah, I know.
That's hilarious.
That reminds me, I was gonna post a story because I saw this family photo in his old room when I was there the last time, and it's of all his siblings. And there's only a 2-year age difference between him and Liz, his, closest in age sister. And she is like already like 5'10", whatever. And Matt is like at her waist.
That's hilarious.
It's hilarious. I gotta post it.
Yeah,
I don't like, man, puberty hit him really hard.
Well, that's a hard age. And we were just talking about that, like with Benjamin playing sports.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, on his team, he is like one of the taller kids, but they only have 2 girls on their team.
Mm-hmm.
The other teams have like more girls, but the girls are like towering these boys.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some boys who are just like have really, they're just tall already. But for the most part, the boys have not hit that growth spurt yet. So, I mean, this is like the season for the girls in basketball. I mean, they are like literally passing the ball over the boys'
Over their
head.
head.
And I'm like, oh, this is so sad.
That's
But
hilarious.
it's really funny. Yeah. The difference between just like, I think it's 3rd and 4th graders and just like the difference. I mean, you have some that look like little babies
Mm-hmm.
and then some that are like about to shave.
Well, I think about our one cousin who like was 5 foot, like up until like 2 years out of high school.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
bam.
Yeah. Like he looked like a little child.
Yeah.
Until he was like
Looked like a middle schooler up until, like
2
2
years into
years.
college.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And now he's like super tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Everybody's got their own thing.
yeah, everybody
Everybody
changes in
grows
different
at their
times.
own rate.
Everybody has their own story.
Everybody, yeah.
You gotta
Each
write.
flower blooms in its own time.
Yes. I'm still waiting.
I'm still waiting. Magnolia makes me make up a story every night, like for bed. It's not enough that like we read her a book, but then when she's in bed, she needs a made up story. And so I feel like I'm making up like these parables off the top of my head. And it's always weird. It's sometimes they really go.
Gosh, I like
They go rogue, but
that's. I mean, I'm impressed because come bedtime, I'm like done.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have
me too.
nothing left to give. So the thought of like thinking up a little story.
well, when she was
like-
going through her regression, she made us do like 5 different stories like that. And I was like, man, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Like my mind is empty. And I'd have to tell her that. I was like, Magnolia, I cannot tell you another story until I have gone to bed because each day your imagination has to reload.
Yeah, like your imagination ran out of gas. for
Yeah,
the day.
exactly.
Yeah, that's
And-
good. That's good.
Yeah, use that
Yeah.
in case it ever comes. But yeah. But she still makes us do 1. So it doesn't seem as bad because
Yeah.
that was the
You have one. You can.
yeah.
Paige is like, she's got her routine, and there's certain parts of her bedtime routine that have been her bedtime routine since she was an infant, and that's get a bath, get dressed, brush her teeth. She comes and lays on our bed and watches 5 minutes of The Grinch, and then she goes in. Jason takes her to her room. They read the Bible. They say their prayers. He puts her down, but she adds little pieces here and there,
Mhm.
and those don't stick, but they stay a while. And one is that she's added recently was she had to go say goodnight to the cats. But we've now just like, we tell them goodnight from the steps. So she's like, good night,
From afar.
cats. Yes. So we don't have to go all the way upstairs. Then a couple weeks ago, she wanted tickles. So after the Grinch, she wanted me to tickle her. And she wanted Jason to do like the claw down. And we were doing it like
Yeah.
so we were doing it, but then like she was getting so hyper, she wouldn't
Yeah.
even fall asleep. So we had to cut the tickles out. Like no
more
tickles. Yeah. And I had a really good point to the story, and it literally left me.
Wow.
I don't know.
Brain.
Yeah. But then I go, then he takes her to bed and I go into Benjamin's bedroom. And this is where the problem is because he's on these like Jurassic World series books and like we just finished the second one. The third one's not out yet. They're so good. Like I get super into them. So then I can't stop reading them. And then I'm like, oh my God, it's 9:30. I like should be like done showering by now. So that's like just wait for that point of life when you actually like their books. Like you get more into them than they get into their books.
Yeah. Rosemary has started getting into like she has to read books, but you can only have one like visible on the stand or she will want to read every single one before she'll go in her bed. But Magnolia, if she's tired enough, she'll be like, I just want to go to my bed. I just want to skip the story. I'm like, cool. Yeah. But I try to like just rephrase like books that we've read before and like just do them from memory as the story that I made up. And she knows. And then I try to like skip some parts to make it shorter. And she's like, no, you forgot this part. And I'm like, dang, I even changed the names and you caught me.
I remember that phase with Benjamin. Like I tried to hide and turn like a couple pages at once and he'd catch me. Yeah. I was so tired. But recently he's been falling asleep and I'm like still reading. And then I look down, I'm like, oh, he passed out. So then the next night I have to be like, what do you remember?
That's hilarious.
And one night I was like, okay, man, like we have to stop. Like we got to stop. But it was like at like a really turning point. So I was like really slowly closing the book. And he was like, Mom, you're reading the next page. And I was like, no, I'm not. And he was like, yes, you are. You read that page to yourself. What happened?
How dare you?
And I was like, I don't know. I didn't read it. I don't know what happened. So
like, how dare you cut me off? But
and now I'm like more invested in the series. And I'm like, well, when's the third one coming out? We need to know. It's really good. It's the little girl from Jurassic World, Macy, who like let the dinosaurs out in the last episode, like into the world. Or not the last episode, like one of the series. Yeah. But it's now like her and Claire and Owen like traveling around, like trying to save the dinosaurs out in the world from poachers and stuff. It's very intense. Maybe I need a life.
Yeah, we gotta get you like a good show or something.
I have been reading books that are like for adults.
I have been reading, get this, books.
Well, I actually haven't been reading. I've been listening to them, Audible. I read Colleen Hoover's It Ends With Us and It Begins With Us. Oh, so good.
It Ends With Us. You talking about like the movie?
It's the one that's the movie with Blake Lively and it's like all in the Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. The book.
So there's two books in that series.
Yeah. So the first one.
I guess we won't be getting the second movie.
No, the second one is like her after like their divorce, and then her and Atlas like meet back up like a couple years later after she's had the baby, and it's like their story of like dating and dealing with like co-parenting with what's his name, Ryle. I don't know. Is it Ryle, Mom? Ryle? Something like that. Anyways, some of it was like triggering to me. Like there were times where I was like full on panic attack. But it was so good. Or especially if you're dating someone who has been in one. The second one is like I've never read anything that depicts what you're feeling and like the emotions and everything's so good. I mean, I was like crying reading it. So good. But anyways, totally off topic. Highly recommend. Audible, Colleen Hoover. It Ends With Us, and then It Begins With Us.
Okay. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, it's very good.
I'm trying to like get more into like feeding my mind. But then I started Younger on Netflix.
Trey and Olivia started watching it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, Trey's like, it's hilarious. I was crying and I was like, I didn't really see that as a show you would like.
I didn't either. I did tell Olivia about it because I was like, oh, she'd probably like it. They have a newborn and a 10-month-old.
Yeah.
So they are basically up 24/7.
He said they watched it from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. the other night.
It's a really hard one to stop.
It's so good.
You know?
He said like once they got Dakota back to sleep, he was like, oh.
They were kind of disappointed.
Yeah, like they were kind of disappointed. Like, oh, we were really into that. It was
I'm already on season 4. I literally started it a week ago.
So good. I love older like shows that are done. Yeah.
So you can watch a ton at one time.
Yeah, that one, Revenge, love it.
Is Younger done? Like the last season? Okay. That's kind of, it's fine. Anyways, as I'm sitting here eating my blueberry muffin from Starbucks, we wanted to talk about what is it?
Life
Vantage.
Yeah, that's the company. Aubrey and I have both been doing their mind body system. Have you also been using Protandim or collagen?
No.
Okay.
You did not put that in my cart.
Okay. Well, I did send it to you separately, and I have a 10% discount code. It's literally, though, expires today.
Okay.
Anyways,
she knows how to sell, guys.
Yeah.
That's how.
No,
she takes advantage of the fact that I'm the most supportive sister ever.
Okay.
But actually, I really do like this.
I was gonna say, no, like literally, I'm not trying
I don't know,
to push it on anybody or anyone. But because I also said, like, after Beachbody, I will never promote like anything weight lossy because now why their workout programs, love them, their nutrition, the eating side of it, like literally, like I look back and I'm like, I think that probably did more harm than good because I'm like obsessive over things and like those little color containers, they stress me out.
Yeah.
We've even done like Weight Watcher program before, and like counting the points and the math stresses me out, gives me anxiety. Journaling, no, don't like any of that. So, but the Mind Body program is what we're both doing. And that is basically, so everybody's hearing about like the super popular like Ozempic and I think GOV or something. I don't know. There's like a bunch of like different terms for Mom's face when she turns her page and makes a noise. She goes, but anyways, so like Ozempic and all that, basically GLP-1 hormone is super like viral right now. And the Ozempic shot or any of like the weight loss shots, like physical needle shot, they're pretty viral right now because a lot of celebrities started using them and just like dropping weight like crazy. And what that does is you inject a fake hormone into your body. So LifeVantage, they're a science-based medical field group. I don't know how to describe it, but they basically take things like that. So like, okay, this drug is making people drop weight like crazy. How can we, instead of injecting a fake GLP-1 hormone into people, how can we help them produce that themselves the way they're supposed to? Because GLP-1 is just a natural hormone that your body produces, but with age and genetics and the environment and just all the food that you're eating and all the outside things, your GLP-1 hormone doesn't produce the way it probably should and supposed to. And that's part of like, if you don't have the connection between your head and your gut, like that's why we emotional eat. It's why we overeat. It's why we think about food all the time. It's why we celebrate food and all the things, or struggle with how much should I eat? What should I eat? And a
just
lot
like
of when to stop, sugar cravings, carb cravings, all the things. Ooh, spaghetti. I meant ooh, salad, like lettuce. Ooh. So what they did is they took natural ingredients and supplements and made them into everything. All the products they make are activator supplements. So instead of just like taking a supplement and hoping your body absorbs it, you're taking activators to activate that to naturally happen in your body. So this is a 2-part system. One is the mind part is like a capsule, 2 capsules you take in the morning. And then there's a powder that you take 4 scoops of throughout the day. You can take them all at once or 2 and 2 or whatever. And what that does is it helps promote or activate your body to create the GLP-1 hormone the way it's supposed to, which then connects your mind and your head and your body to each other when you're eating. So I know personally for me, I've always struggled with, like, I just think about food. What am I going to eat? How much am I going to eat? If I'm eating this, then I don't really want salad, but I have to eat it. I really need to eat vegetables. I'm going to, suffer through this. Also, like, love sugar, love cake. So if there's cake, I'm going to eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Overeating, emotional eating, all the things. So for me, after like 2 days of starting the program, I was noticing like I was feeling full quicker. I was craving salad and vegetables, which is, in the past, if I was eating a salad, it was because like I felt like I needed to. I was craving protein, and I was just, my energy, I was just feeling so good. I was like deep sleeping, not which is not normal for me. I've really struggled with sleeping in the last couple years. So just like crazy changes. I've been on it I think I'm going into my 4th week now, and I've lost 5 pounds, which is great for me because I, in the last couple of years, have put on numerous pounds, but just because I've been
As you do with having babies.
having babies and being busy and, resorting to fast food and then
Yeah.
getting addicted to fast food. I mean, like, it's been a ride, but I just feel so much better. Like mental clarity, like I'm not in a brain fog all day. Like I don't really know what's better, like my jeans not being tight or like the energy and the clarity that I'm feeling. And it's just, I love that I'm able to do that using natural supplements and not medicine prescribed for me from a doctor or like Ozempic or something like that it has a lot of negative side effects and people are really struggling. It also breaks down your muscle. So you lose up your muscle density, which is really bad, especially for women.
Mm-hmm.
What are like
So I haven't been as focused, like I haven't really been on the scale just because for me that's not healthy for, personal preference, but I'm mostly just focusing on like the fact that I'm able to just like leave food on the plate, like actually being able to tell like when I'm done is just crazy because I'm a plate finisher. Like especially if it's good. Like last night we went out to eat and I got pasta. I literally took like 3 bites and I was like, okay, like I'm kind of full. And I'm like, who is this?
Yeah.
Like who am I? And like craving things that are actually good for you and just not having the appetite that you used to. It's
but you're also like not starving yourself.
Yeah, no, like I feel like a normal person for the first time in like probably pre-middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like not like usually when the kids are going down for naps, I'll be like, okay, what's in the house that I can eat while they are not?
Like, I got to treat
here.
myself for getting alone time.
Yeah,
and celebrate.
Or like, I'm not going to influence them to eat bad stuff while they're down. So like, what can I shove in my mouth, in this span of time while it's just me? Yeah, and now it's like I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that too. I'm like, and I don't know that it makes sense to people who like naturally like
this just are normal.
Yeah, are normal. But like I said that too. I'm like, I feel normal for like the first time ever. Like I'm not obsessing. I'm not like stressed out. Like food caused me stress. Like if we were gonna go like an Italian place, I was like, oh man, like I'm gonna eat a bunch of carbs. I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna overeat because it's so good, and I'm gonna feel guilty about it later. But I'm gonna treat myself because that's where we're at, and I'll deprive myself the rest of the day, or I won't eat something tomorrow. And this is like you can go out to eat, you can do all the things. It just like helps with your portions. And like I haven't put any effort into like portioning or
like meal prepping or anything like that.
Yeah. Or like going out to eat and being like, okay, I can't get that. I need to get this with grilled, whatever. And I still get what I want.
Yeah.
It just literally turns it off. Like I'm full.
Yeah.
And there's no deprivation, where before anything else I've ever tried is like I'm in a state of deprivation, and then like eventually I give up and I just eat everything that I didn't think I could allow to eat. And so that's been, I mean, I'm like, I'm never gonna stop talking about it because it's like the first thing that truly works. It's not like a big brand company that's
it's
like
not like a diet either where like you're gonna go hard at it and then like it's not a sustainable thing. This is sustainable. I mean, like it's not.
Yeah, it's like a slow, like you're losing weight naturally. And when you lose weight naturally, you shouldn't be dropping 5 pounds a week. You shouldn't be going from, a size 14 to a size 0 in a couple of weeks. Like you shouldn't be doing that. So it's natural. You feel good. It's just, I can't say enough. I can't.
Yeah.
So there's different packages when you first start. And when I first started, I was like, well, I'm going to invest in this because I'm going to be dedicated to it at least once, at least one order like a month worth and we'll see what happens. But I'm not going to subscribe to it. So I didn't do the subscription at first. So I paid like way more than if you do the subscription. But anyways, it's besides the point. That's how like not believing I was of it, because I was just like, we'll see.
Just another thing.
Yeah, just another thing. But it did work for this girl that I personally know, and she's doing amazing. So like, we'll see. So I got the Mind Body System. I got the collagen activator and Protandem. And Protandem's like the first product. It's like their big not viral, but because they're not like super big on social or anything. But it's just been around a long time, and it's everything they do. They have a ton of science behind it and a ton of studies behind it, and all of that's available to like look at. So you know like what's in the products, what ingredients are in it, the real results from real people. So Protandem is like they call it. It's technically like one of their anti-aging products, but it's anti-aging from the inside. So you take it, and it's natural supplements, but they're activators, so they activate your cells to restore your damaged cells. Sorry, I'm like losing breath here because I'm
so excited
about it. But it just does a ton. Basically, it anti-ages you from the inside. It reduces inflammation, like everything.
Is this the Protandem?
Protandem, yeah.
Okay. And Jason's big on that too.
Jason is like the biggest skeptic of like these crazy things I try. And he's like, we've both been taking that blue bottle that you have and we're running low. So like now we literally buy it in a pack of 3 bottles so that like we don't run out. But we also save money that way. So he takes that. I take that. Oh, inflammation, like anything, all the things that are cancer causing, it reduces. And they actually have studies of blood work from people before they started to after. And the doctors say that like their blood work literally looks like they aged backwards, which is like insane. But people have sworn by this for years. It's just not. They don't advertise it very well. So it's not super well known. But if you look it up, like it's amazing. And the energy that you get and just the way you feel so clear is amazing.
I feel like that's the thing I've always wanted. I was like, I don't care about dropping a ton of weight super quick. I don't, like I'm in my era where like I love me for me, and that's fine. I just want to be able to feel normal about food, and I want to be able to, give my body better things than just focus on like treats.
Yeah.
And I feel like this has done that.
Yeah. When you're doing all those things, you feel well. So you feel better about yourself, and you feel better. Like you don't feel this like, I don't know about you, but I like when I'm eating junk and over all the things, I just feel like in this slump.
Then you feel like a clump.
You feel like a clump.
At least I do.
I get in a slump
and I feel like a clump. That's our new slogan.
That's hilarious. And then the other product that like I'm really excited about because anti-aging, I'm 35, I'm going to be 35, is their collagen. And I mean, I don't know about you, but like for years I'm like, oh, I'm going to try these collagen powders, and this one's like a coffee creamer, and this one's this. But then I was reading about collagen before I found LifeVantage, and it was like, literally, if you're taking this, your body might be absorbing 20% if you're lucky. And I was like, well, that's expensive powder. Like, so again, LifeVantage, they take products and they take ideas like that have good intentions, but then they say, okay, how can we make something like this that activates your body to do it naturally the way it's supposed to? So your body starts when you turn, it's somewhere in your 20s to 30s. I think it's 20 for women. Mm-hmm. Your body starts decreasing its collagen production, and collagen is like skin, bones. Like if you don't have great collagen production, like you might be getting cellulite earlier and all the things. So this is a collagen activator. It's so cute. It comes in like a little glass bottle. The nice little
presentation is everything.
Pink. It really is. But I was like prepared to, because like what collagen powder, like I don't know. It's not like a great tasting thing. So I was prepared for the worst, but it actually tastes like a really tart cherry juice, or like a really, really strong apple juice maybe. But it's basically, yeah, it's just that. And it's like a little sweet treat. Like if you are craving something sweet and you drink that, like it's gone because it tastes like pretty sweet. But anyways, it activates.
And I have never trusted Brittany when she's talked about the taste of these types of things, because she's always been the one to say like, oh, this protein powder tastes like so good. Like you could eat it, you could just mix it with water and drink it and it would be so good. And I hate the taste of protein powder. But the powder that we are talking about, not the collagen one, but the Mind Body one, it is actually very good. And I am not a powder kind of gal. I put it in my coffee with a little bit of creamer. You don't even need like sugar because it has a pretty sweet taste. So, but make sure you get yourself a little frother if you get it to mix it up good. Yeah.
But you don't want to feel like a clump.
Yeah. You don't want to feel like a clump in your swamp.
I mix mine in almond milk, and I think like I don't know what it tastes like, the flavor. I don't know how to describe it, but it sort of tastes like vanilla almond milk, I think, maybe. I don't know. But I froth it in vanilla almond milk or just regular milk. And sometimes I've even put a little chocolate syrup in it. It's pretty good.
When you're splurging.
When you're just feeling like you want a little chocolate. And it's I really do. Yeah, it's good. But the collagen is not a powder. It's actually a liquid. It comes ready to drink. And it
really? Okay.
yeah, and it has like 10 different sources of collagen in it. And it not only is collagen that you're putting into your body, it also then activates your body to produce collagen. So highly recommend everything. There's still like a ton of products that they make that I haven't tried, but those so far are so good. I recently, this is disgusting in TMI, but I started having, I think because of like all the fast food we had been eating in the last 2 years, like not only was like my skin, my face really bad, but I started breaking out on my back, which I never, even like as a teen, I don't think I had back knee. But since I started this, it's clearing up on its own. Like I haven't.
Yeah, I've noticed my face has cleared up a lot. Like before, like as soon as I would get rid of one, like another cluster would like come up. And now like, no worries.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And
what
Aubrey,
a little nutrition can do.
Aubrey's like the biggest skeptic of all these things that like.
Well, you never know with you.
I'm just kidding. I don't know what that means. But this is like, I'm like, oh, I found a gold mine and I got to share it with everybody because it's so good. And I think it's something that most people struggle with.
Yeah. And it's LifeVantage. And if you're more curious about it, make sure you follow us on Instagram, because Brittany mostly posts a lot of good information. But
we also have discount codes. It's sometimes. So if you message us, if you're interested, we can send you info. And we might have a discount code to it.
Yeah. And it's LifeVantage.
Yep. But just go to our Instagrams.
And Brittany's about to have her mom and dad on it, so they can also give their reviews.
Yeah, they got their package last night, so I'm so excited. So yeah. All right.
Well, we need like a sign out phrase or something.
Like, well,
stay out of your slump. Don't be a clump. No, I'm just kidding. Not that.
Getting clumpy with that's weird.
No, stop. Let's just stay away from the clump. Okay. Anyways, we will see you next time. We will be having a guest on our next episode.
Woot woot.
And
we have some guests really exciting guests. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so make sure that you subscribe and all the things. Especially so that we can we really want to start recording our podcast. So we're gonna have to start doing that. But make sure you subscribe and follow along so you don't miss out. We'll see you next time.
See you.
I missed the butt. I was like, thud.